Welcome to Salford Now. I am Lydia Horton.
And I'm Kai Smith. Here's what's coming up on today's programme.
The first Winter World Cup has begun, but what effect is this having on celebrations?
Some places close by that, they might suffer because they might not have a big enough space to hold people, so the people won't think, oh, I'll go there because, it's too small.
Off the pitch issues have tarnished the competition, with Qatar's LGBTQ+ rights coming into question.
A six-a-side league in Salford is raising money to support underprivileged kids at Christmas.
Yeah, so it's for underprivileged kids that would, have unfortunately gone Christmases in the past where they would wake up and not have a gift, which is obviously hard for the kids as well, but it's also hard for the parents.
England's football fans are happy this afternoon after a 6-2 win against Iran in today's World Cup match. But this victory does not dismiss the controversy of the country's treatment of the LGBTQ+ community.
England captain Harry Kane was instructed not to wear the One Love captain's armband for today's game. We found out what Salford's England supporters thought about this.
I don't know, because it's a different country's laws, and we can't really go enforcing laws on other countries, but still, there's human morals, and there's not much you can do as a country, except just promote it, maybe.
Yeah, it's not right at all. I think the idea of the World Cups in these places that don't normally have them is that it's meant to be inclusive and take football to these parts of the world that don't normally see it. And it's had that opposite effect. So I think if you look at 2010 in South Africa, it put football in Africa, it was like on the map, it was an amazing moment. And Qatar's done the opposite to that.
Earlier today, we put up a Twitter poll asking you how far you think England will get in the World Cup. Before we reveal the results at the end of the show, make sure you head over and cast your vote. This Christmas, some families just can't afford to buy Christmas presents for their children. This is where the charity Cash for Kids comes in, helping to supply presents for those in need. Salford Leisure Leagues have set up a fundraiser to raise money for the charity. Sam Oliphant reports.
Christmas can be a hard time for many, as some parents struggle to buy presents for their children as they cannot afford it. In 2020, 1 in 5 children were left without a present to open on Christmas Day. Simon Blinker, leader of Salford Leisure Leagues, has put his role to one side and has started a fundraiser in an attempt to raise money for Cash for Kids' Christmas initiative, Mission Christmas.
They do a Mission Christmas every year. It's to try and get kids who would usually go without a gift on Christmas. They try and get every child a gift to donate, so you can either do that by donating a gift or by raising money and they will purchase the gifts. It's for underprivileged kids that would have unfortunately gone Christmases in the past where they would wake up and not have a gift, which is obviously hard for the kids as well, but it's also hard for the parents. It's not that parents don't care, it's just that times are so hard. They spend the majority of their time raising money to put food on the table and to heat the house. So unfortunately when Christmas comes along and they've got that added element, it's just so much harder.
In order to promote his fundraiser, Simon has been using a variety of methods in order to get donations.
So yeah, we have a bigger following on social media with Leisure League Salford. Obviously I have a lot of teams who, luckily for me, are students, the media students. They're good at the graphics, they're good at everything like that. They have a bigger following than I do, so I'll get them involved as well. We've got a few plans for the actual league nights for the teams that attend. We've got nearly 30 teams. Each team tends to bring 10 people, so there's at least 300 people that we see on a weekly basis that we can hopefully get to help as much as possible.
In order to donate, all you need to do is head to the Leisure League Salford Instagram page and click on the link in their bio. Simply choose the amount you wish to donate and add your details. Donations have already been coming in. One of these donators was Patrick Bathgate.
Yeah, I think no kid should go without a present at Christmas. I mean, it'd be sad. I can't imagine how the feeling would be to be kind of felt forgotten at Christmas without a present. So that's I can't imagine that feeling. So it should be something that no one has to deal with. So we have an Instagram for our football team and my personal as well, a personal one account as well, which I shared it on to try and get a couple more people to engage in it.
With a fundraiser and cash for kids, this can change a child's Christmas. Sam Oliphant, Salford Now.
And now with all the World Cup news, Owen Adams. Hi Owen, how did England get on today?
Hi Kai. Well, it is a great start to England's World Cup campaign with a dominant 6-2 win over Iran. The match in the Khalifa International Stadium was the first ever encounter between the two teams and the game did not disappoint. The opening goal was by Jude Bellingham, who is the second youngest player to score in the competition. We can see the goal behind us there.
It's a great header.
Yeah, 19 years old. What were you doing at 19 years old, Kai?
I don't know. I mean, I would have been at uni, so definitely not scoring in the World Cup finals.
No, definitely not scoring at all, I don't believe, Kai.
Oh, we won't go there.
Yeah, yeah, and what a goal. And the rest of the goals came from Bukayo Saka, Raheem Sterling, Marcus Rashford, and of course Jack Grealish. And Southgate really had to prove that he is the man for the job after a really disappointing Nations League run. And it's an exciting start to England's campaign, and fans are very intrigued to see how far England will go in the tournament. And of course our neighbours Wales are on tonight at 7 o'clock with Gareth Bale leading the Dragons.
Will you be watching?
I will be watching. My dad's Welsh.
Oh, is he? So
yeah,
you've got two sides you can support.
A bit of competition.
Yeah, definitely. So.
Yeah, so hopefully they'll win, or it'll be a very, very tough night tonight, I reckon.
How far do you reckon England could go this year?
I reckon they could go all the way. I really think so. But, you know, you've got the South American teams, Argentina, Brazil. They'll be tough to beat, but we'll just see.
Definitely. So, Eccles residents were relieved to find out that a suspicious package discovered in Eccles Town Hall was in fact not a bomb. It was a pipe. Megan Bond was at the scene as this morning's events unfolded.
This morning, Church Street residents and businesses were called to evacuate after a speculated unexploded bomb had been uncovered at the BCPGI building site that is due to be a 23-storey apartment complex for 2025.
I'm outside the construction site where earlier this morning at around 11 a.m. a suspected unexploded World War II bomb, also known as UXB, was uncovered. All residents and businesses were urged to evacuate, but upon closer inspection it was discovered that the suspected item was just an old pipe. From 12 p.m. today, the public will be able to return back to Eccles Church Street.
Bradley Caswell from Manchester Residential Management was one of those who was evacuated.
We just got a knock on the door when police asked us to be evacuated, so we just went down there for an hour, came back to 11 as usual.
Okay, and how much disruption has this caused to your business?
Not much, nothing really. No.
The short evacuation has meant very little disruption to residents and businesses, and the construction workers were able to get back on site, and everything will resume as normal. Megan Bond reports, Salford Now.
Every 4 years when the World Cup comes around, the beers begin to flow and beer gardens populate. However, this year's winter tournament means that the celebrations are starting to move inside.
Rain is falling from the dark skies and the temperatures are dropping, but what impact, if any, is this having on the atmosphere in Salford? Our reporter Hannah Patterson went to find out.
The UK is trying to embrace a Winter World Cup for the first time. However, a lot of pubs are struggling to bring in enough trade due to the cost of living crisis and the typical British rain.
I think it benefits us better because we don't have a beer garden and we usually closed in the summer, so it's bringing in a lot more people for us. And like even the weather today, it's raining and cold outside. People are going to want to come inside and watch football anyway, so it'll benefit us. Some places like close by that, they might suffer because they might not have a big enough space to hold people, so the people won't think, I'll go there because it's too small. From a personal point of view, I prefer it in summer. I'd rather be in a beer garden than inside watching it.
Some pubs are trying to do all they can, however, some just don't have the facilities. Research shows there's been a 10% decrease in trade since Russia 2018 and a 52% decrease since last year's Euros.
I think it's a bit of a joke because it kind of broke the tradition of the World Cup as a whole.
It's a bit rubbish this year. I'd probably rather stay in the house because it's not as busy. I feel like it depends on the weather probably, because you don't want to walk somewhere if it's raining. We're all absolutely freezing.
Some pubgoers are deflated with the lack of buzz in their favourite pub.
It's not as fun wearing as many layers in the pub. You want to...
Yeah, you've got like four or five layers on.
Going like outside is like a full...
Oh yeah, the whole experience is like the screens outside, like the Euros and stuff. That's like part of the whole fun of it.
Most of my flat are watching it in the living room, and I know a lot of friends at home are just going to be watching at home, not going to the pub or anything.
No, yeah, it's going to affect a lot of people, restaurants, businesses, because people aren't either going to be going out in that period because they're watching at home, or people aren't not bothered.
Well, with World Cup fever infecting us all here at Salford Now, we've asked you on our Twitter how far you think England will get in Qatar.
And it's fairly convincing.
Wow.
I think a lot of us think we're going to get to the semi-finals at least.
I think we've got a certain level of confidence, but not quite final level confidence.
Well, here's 3 of them, and Emma White said it's coming home.
Oh, that's quite eager, Emma.
Joe Douglas has also said we're going to win it.
Ahead of yourself.
And Sam has said he'll set his left leg if we don't win, which is quite peculiar. But
come on, England. We don't want him losing his leg.
I mean, will you be going to see any of the matches?
No.
No?
I've had far too much football talk in the studio today. It's doing my head in.
Oh, I'll be off on Friday to the pub to be watching England versus USA. And I will be in a beer garden because I don't think the cold's too bad at the moment.
I think you were one of the many boys thinking that England will win.
So, yeah, I think, well, after today's win, we're definitely going to win the whole thing.
That's a certain level of confidence. Kai, we'll see if that comes to pass. For those struggling in Salford with food and energy bills, the community project Food Cycle is offering a helping hand in the hope of combating this issue. Sophie Green went to find out more.
The Food Cycle provides anyone who needs it with a free hot meal in an aim to help the cost of living crisis this winter. Some attend for food and others enjoy the company, but whatever the reasoning, everyone is welcome.
It's getting to know people, and everybody, like I say, everybody's so friendly, and you know, just great people to get involved with, and everybody's so helpful and genuine, and it's really nice. And it's helping everybody, and you know, they're doing a great job, and it's just, I just love coming here and making new friends.
The cost of energy is nearly double what it was last winter, which means that for many people across Salford, they will struggle to afford basic amenities. Food Cycle aims to alleviate this pressure, ensuring that no one suffers alone.
I think it brings people together, especially during like the autumn and winter months. It's good to get people in, to make sure that they're fed, like, because there's people from low kind of income families. And obviously with like the current situation, it's like more important than ever to have like food banks like this. And other people are homeless, and other kind of people from different parts of the communities in Salford come here as well. So, like you say, it's a good sense of purpose, and it's fulfilling to see that these people, I don't know what their lives are outside of here, but knowing that they can come here every week and get a hot meal is really important. But yeah, I think the numbers are staying the same. We still get about 25 to 30 on average a week, which is high numbers, and it's what we want really.
They serve surplus food that is still fit for human consumption, that has no commercial value for the retailer, therefore reducing food waste and helping the environment. The food is free and warm, providing a nice place for people to go and enjoy a meal.
Well, like with the food that we do collect, when we do have leftovers food, we put it in like goodie bags and we can take it home with us. So it's not just a meal here, it's further, and that extends throughout the week, and we kind of just do whatever we can really.
Sophie Green, Salford Now.
And finally, Kai may or may not be singing. We want to say a massive happy birthday to producer Polly. We hope you have had an amazing day. That's all for today's programme. I'm Lydia Horton.
And I'm Kai Smith. We'll be back tomorrow at the same time. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
you.